Tonight, lawsuit filed. A group of businesses takes legal action against Michigan's governor over her stay-at-home orders.
Plus, weathering the shortfall. COVID-19 has hit the city of Duluth's pocketbook. How officials plan to handle it.
And a lobbying group is calling on Wisconsin's governor to allow bars and restaurants to open their doors, conflicting with the state's stay-at-home order.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. The city of Duluth is expected to take a $25 million hit due to COVID-19.
Today, Mayor Emily Larson explained to CBS3's John Cardinelli several changes the city needs to make to weather the shortfall.
Mayor Larson says that $25 million drop in revenue will make it very difficult to budget this year, which is why the city has decided to scale back on some of its plans. The $25 million shortfall mostly impacts the city's $93 million general fund used for things like libraries, public safety, planning, and technology. The city is expected to face a $6 to $9 million shortfall in tourism taxes alone. That money helps places like Lake Superior Zoo and Spirit Mountain operate. However, it wasn't all bad news today. Mayor Larson noted the city will still be fixing some streets this year. The city started collecting street sales tax in October last year, so there is money that can go towards a new revised street project. The project will allocate nearly $7 million to repair almost 15 miles of city streets.
We have dedicated sources of revenue. We get to use them for their dedicated source. So again, that is not money that I or the council or anyone else can go in and use for any other thing. We can't use it to support libraries. We can't use it to support public safety. We get to use it for streets, and we'll be delivering a lot of value for you this year.
Along with a revised road plan, Duluth Golf, Lake Superior Zoo, Wade Stadium, and Park Point Beach House will be closed until July 1st. After July 1st, those facilities will need to submit a pandemic operation plan that lays out how they will try to limit disease transmission. The plan will then need to be approved by the city before it can resume operation. Mayor Larson also added that during these hard times, you should expect to hear much more changes when it comes to city operation.
All right, thanks, John. Meanwhile, small businesses in Duluth struggling during these trying times have some extra help on the way. The Duluth 1200 Fund announced today it's offering $1.2 million in grants to provide immediate financial assistance for businesses. Businesses need to employ between 2 and 50 people and have a gross revenue of $5 million or less. The Duluth Economic Development Authority will also consider 2 resolutions this week that would provide a combined $575,000 in loans to struggling businesses. DEDA is expected to vote on the resolutions Wednesday.
New tonight at 6, in the state of Wisconsin alone, 50 wildfires have flared up in the last week. Now, outdoor burning is being strongly discouraged in areas across the Northland due to a red flag warning. A red flag warning means weather conditions are ideal for wildfires, including strong winds between 25 to 35 miles per hour and low humidity. Fire officials are asking you not to burn while the warning is in effect. They also recommend checking any burning you did recently to ensure the fire is out. A single spark can ignite a fire, whether from a carelessly discarded cigarette or a campfire. That's why fire officials want everyone to be more cautious.
All right, Dave joins us for a quick look at the weather. Dave, we saw just about a little bit of everything this afternoon.
I was just thinking that myself, Anthony. If not the whole 9 yards, we've had at least 8. But it also comes with a silver lining. Relative humidities have gone up into the 70% range, which is taking some of the thunder out of that red flag warning, which is primarily to our southwest, but could affect us if we don't get some moisture around here. And there's a chance we will get some more moisture as we go through tonight and tomorrow. 20 to 40% chance for rain and snow mixes. So let's get a look at the current satellite and radar map for our region. And the low pressure system dragging by the area is taking its trophy tail through the region, creating enough lift for a 20 to 40% chance for a rain-snow mix. So if you haven't seen it yet, you still have a chance for getting it. If you have already received some of this precip, pretty good chance you'll get more as time goes on. We're going to fire up our day planner for Tuesday, which shows maybe some flurries in the morning, maybe a break around noontime. Then come afternoon, 30% chance for this mixed business again. High temp of 41 degrees is well below normal. We're in the midst of a cool snap here. I'll talk about, though, when things will eventually warm up, coming up in a few more minutes.
We're looking forward to that. Thanks, Dave. A Duluth woman is helping keep her husband and his colleagues at the city's maintenance department healthy during the pandemic. Trisha Peterson is making homemade double-lined masks for them. She says she wants to make sure they are safe and healthy while on the job. She's made 75 masks so far, and she isn't done yet.
They're out there working, and people need to see that they went back to work and they're taking care of the streets and they're doing their job and they care about what they're doing. I'm continuing to make masks for people as needed. I have lots of material and lots of masks that I'm still making, so I'm still going.
Peterson is hoping that her actions rub off on others. She's urging people with some free time to help out their community during the pandemic.
The Tavern League of Wisconsin is calling on Governor Tony Evers to allow bars and restaurants to reopen on May 1st. That would be more than 3 weeks ahead of the end of the current stay-at-home order that has forced the closure of most non-essential businesses. The lobbying group argued in a statement late Sunday that bars, restaurants, and supper clubs could reopen by implementing a variety of safety measures to protect against the spread of COVID-19. The governor is facing increasing pressure from businesses and Republican lawmakers to reduce the time of the stay-at-home order, which he extended last week from April 24th to May 26th.
Wisconsin's governor is rolling out a new plan that will help reopen the state when the time comes. Democratic Governor Tony Evers announced the Badger Bounce Back Plan today. It's a multifaceted approach geared toward identifying when the state can safely reopen. The plan includes 3 different phases. The phases involve seeing a decline in cases reported, positive tests, and making sure hospitals have enough room to house patients, as well as a robust testing program. The governor also announced that they are deploying National Guard teams to locations across the state.
These National Guard teams will set up and administer testing in communities where they are needed most. In fact, their work has already begun.
The first site was set up this weekend in Milwaukee at the House of Correction. Governor Evers also mentions they will be increasing lab capacity and setting a goal of 85,000 tests per week.
In Michigan, a class action lawsuit has been filed to stop Governor Gretchen Whitmer's stay-at-home order that has forced several companies to stop conducting businesses. Blake Keller has the story.
You can even go to a marijuana dispensary and smoke grass if you want to do that, but people can't cut the grass in isolation.
That's attorney John Bursch with Bursch Law. He filed a class action lawsuit on behalf of the Michigan Nursery and Landscaping Association and other retailers against one of Governor Gretchen Whitmer's more restrictive executive orders.
What's frustrating for these business owners is that Michigan is the only state in the entire country that bans this kind of activity.
Those activities including landscaping and lawn care, just to name a few. Bursch says they appreciate the severity of the pandemic, but he says the industry is suffering.
But this is just a common sense solution that would allow people to work while not endangering anyone.
In response to the tough restrictions, Governor Whitmer didn't budge her stance on CNN's State of the Union.
You know, my stay-home order is one of the nation's more conservative, but the fact of the matter is it's working. We are seeing the curve start to flatten, and that means we're saving lives.
Bursch says the lawsuit calls for an emergency motion to allow these businesses to reopen almost immediately, because without them, it may be detrimental.
It would save thousands of Michigan jobs and put people back to work instead of being on the unemployment line.
Governor Whitmer said the actions the state is taking in response to the coronavirus are meant to save lives, not violate people's rights.
Officials in Itasca County are asking people who return to the area to take precautions so as to not spread COVID-19. They're asking anyone returning to the area to quarantine for 2 weeks. According to a release from the county, they are asking people to make arrangements with family and friends to drop off groceries and other essential items. They're also asking you not to visit local gas stations or grocery stores until your 14-day quarantine has ended. They also want people to maintain proper social distancing guidelines.
Stay-at-home orders being extended are causing people everywhere to feel the impacts, with some saying even young children are having a tough time. A psychologist from St. Luke's we spoke with today says the reason your child may be acting out lately could be driven from isolation and the stress from the COVID-19 pandemic. Depending on the age, their social emotional vocabulary may be limited, causing them to act out. Another factor can be needing to take back control over situations.
Lots of irritability, I'm not going to do that. Just straight oppositionality because they don't have control.
The best thing to do, says Dr. Richter, who we just heard from there, is to talk to them about how they feel.
They might be holding classes online, but that's not stopping One Northland College from celebrating Earth Week. Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is holding its annual celebration via the internet. They're using technology to connect and talk about our impacts on the environment. This year's theme is It's a Small World. Organizers say it's a very timely discussion.
I think it's really a good time to reflect on some of the ways that we impact the earth, what we can do to live better, because I think a lot of people are taking this time to reflect in all aspects of their life.
Each day will have a different topic, including plastic pollution in Lake Superior, seasonal plant and animal changes, and regional pollution issues.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, working out from home isn't working for them. Why some gym owners are calling on their governor to deem them essential during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Plus, Dave is up next with your full forecast. Stay with us.
Join us for a Barker's Island tradition, the Mother's Day Grand Buffet, May 10th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Over 100 feet of great food, including a 30-foot dessert table. The Grand Buffet is all you can eat, and your beverage is included. Let us do the cooking. Call us today or reserve online.
Today, we help people. We help them shine bright. Walk with confidence. Help them play like the kid they are. Even plan for a healthy future. Outpatient surgery excellence. Lake Walk Surgery Center.
At Empire Roofing, we know this coronavirus is scary, but we also know that we are the greatest country on earth. America will prevail. Count on it. Empire Roofing is open for business. We've been deemed an essential service by the government. The integrity of your roof and your home has never been more important. Let the team at Empire Roofing inspect your roof at no charge. We'll not come inside your home or have any personal contact with you or your family. Our website is empireroofingnm.com. We will get through this together.
Each spring, thousands of wildfires are caused by burning debris. To ensure everyone's health and safety during the COVID-19 public health emergency, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is suspending all burning permits until further notice. Burning debris in DNR protection areas is prohibited. Help keep our emergency responders able to help those who need it most. Thank you for your patience. For updated information, visit dnr.wi.gov and search fire.
Our goal is an environment of decency, quality, and mutual respect for all human beings and all other living creatures. It's tremendously encouraging to see all across this country the remarkable interest on an issue, which is not only just an issue of survival, but an issue of how we survive.
A small idea, a world of change. Join us on April 22nd to commemorate 50 years of Earth Day.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
The past is written, but the future is left for us to write.
And it will be our privilege to make that future bright.
I have lived my life for this moment.
What shall I wear?
I love her. I love her.
Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Heading.
Everybody get down!
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez on CBS3.
Earlier in the day, we were worried about that red flag warning creeping up from the southwest, but as relative humidity's crept up with our low pressure system, that problem has been put to bed, at least temporarily, by the National Weather Service. Now the alert they've issued is a special weather statement for pretty much the eastern Mesabi range for short blasts of heavy snow and wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour as this tropical lower pressure continues to work through the region. A lot of us have already tasted a rain-snow mix, and that's a treat, if you can call it that. We'll continue continue to get tonight through tomorrow before by midweek we do start to clear up just a little bit. So what are we getting sky condition wise around our region right now? We'll take a look at the current conditions, and we do have a mixture of sun and cloud out there. Temperature wise, the temperatures are a little bit cooler than normal, to put it politely. Normal is supposed to be around 50, and we're running from about 35 to 40 or so. So cooler than normal. Temperature trend will be like that for a little while until we finally warm up by next weekend. This rain-snow mix chance I do think will last through tomorrow, and then by midweek when we get the chance for a little bit of sun, even that won't stick around too long. Another batch of this rain-snow mix could be with us for the later week. Right now at the airport we're getting 38 degrees. Northwest wind is going 22 miles per hour, and our air pressure is pretty low at only 1,002 millibars. Again, as that trough of lower pressure works along the Canadian border heading to the east. Doppler map right now shows those snow showers up north, and especially starting to strike the eastern Mesabi range, but the rest of us have a chance for that as the night goes on as well, because this elongated area of lower pressure is going to continue to drag its tail through our region, providing enough lift with just enough moisture to keep that rain-snow mix going probably through this time tomorrow. But once we get into Wednesday, like I mentioned, the higher pressure cell from the west is going to be coming our way, and that will clear us up at least partially for our Wednesday. But as early as Thursday, our next round of precip could be with us. Forecast tonight in Minnesota, low temps on the cool side, 15 inland, 25 by the lake. Into Wisconsin and Michigan, looking at 20 to 25 degrees from the lows there. 40% chance for this mix. And come tomorrow, I think Wisconsin and Michigan will be eyeing up a sky that might hold a little sunshine like today at one moment, and then the next, the clouds kick in and the mix comes back again. Highs will run 40 to 45, which is 5 to 10 degrees cooler than normal. Minnesota high temps tomorrow, they'll probably be cooler than normal as well. It might be as cool as 38 up the Gunflint to as warm as 44 down around Moose Lake. 30% chance for a mix for the Gopher State. And now, the extended forecast. Is it calling for a respite from this wind and this chill? Yeah, I think it is, but we have to wait as usual. 41 on Tuesday, 43 Wednesday with partial sunshine. Mixed chance back again Thursday and Friday. Highs 45 to 49. If 50 is the norm, we say hello to norm. Come Saturday and Sunday when we start to crack 50 degrees, and by next Monday, maybe even some sun to go with our 50s, Tony and Kristen.
All right, Dave. Well, these days, everybody appreciates a little of the norm, so we are looking forward to that. Thanks, Dave. CrossFit gym owners are banding together. They want to get their businesses considered essential. That includes those in Wisconsin. Many CrossFit gym owners say they're offering classes and workouts people can do from the comforts of their living room. But they ask, is that enough to sustain their health? Rose Schmidt has the story.
CrossFit, first and foremost, is its community.
You're seeing part of that community. CrossFit gym owners from Wauwatosa, Waterford, and Manitowoc.
The fact that we are all separate business owners really does show how important this is to us, that we've all joined together to basically try to bring value to our members again.
Together, they crafted a petition asking that CrossFit affiliates in Wisconsin become essential businesses and are encouraging other small gyms to join in their efforts. Their rationale is simple: health.
The comorbidities of the current virus that are threatening so many people right now are like the primary things that are addressed through the type of training that we do.
Things like reducing blood pressure and heart rate and combating type 2 diabetes and obesity.
And a lot of our members they are those frontline workers. They need to be healthy.
They also argue that small gyms can control environments in a way that grocery stores or even bigger gyms can't, by not sharing equipment.
Everyone has to get a temperature check when they walk into the door. Everyone has to wash their hands before they go in the door, right? We go to our stations. You can't leave your station until the next class is up. We lock the doors so no one can come into the gym.
Business owners can also fill out a form with the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation requesting that they be deemed essential. The CrossFit community recognizes that they're not the only local businesses suffering, and they've been offering virtual classes and loaning out or giving away equipment, trying to help their members stay on the bandwagon.
It's unclear at this time if Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers supports reopening gyms or not.
Coming up next in sports, Mayor Emily Larson announces some closures that may affect baseball in Duluth. Details coming up.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3.
Save big on remaining 18, 19, and 20 boats at Ray's Sport and Marine.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Keep scrolling. Order food. Skim headlines. Order shoes. Use AutoSend for flowers. Use AutoSend for birthdays. Don't go outside. Don't go outside. Don't leave the phone behind. No sync. Don't blink. Don't think. Don't ever let yourself feel this alive. Breathe. Ride.
Take on your to-do list. Save $40 on any AK Series double battery bundle. Not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. Always at a local steel dealer.
DBS, your all things basement-y company. Does your home have uneven or sloping floors? How about cracked drywall, stair-stepping cracks, or bowed basement walls? You may have a problem with your foundation. Call the specialists at DBS. They thoroughly inspect your property and provide a permanent solution to your foundation problem. We offer a fully transferable warranty, unmatched in our area. Contact DBS, your all things basement-y company, for a free, no-obligation estimate. Call or visit us online. DBS, helping your family have a healthy, safe, and comfortable home.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, turn to CBS3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS3.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live, local, CBS3 Duluth.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
When you watched CBS3 Live at 5, you saw the news and weather of the day that affected you most.
Essentia took action.
Elected officials are encouraging everyone
to
Race course up the North Shore.
You received a live, local look at what was happening around you, your family, and your
The
neighbors.
city of Hayward competing
for the Red Cliff Band in Wisconsin.
Crafters in Gilbert to a sewing factory.
For stories that are focused on the communities you live and work in, right down to your neighborhood. Continue watching CBS3 Live at 5, weekdays at 5 on Live, local, CBS3.
On behalf of the over 400,000 accredited businesses that support our services across North America, BBB salutes those individuals who cannot shelter in place. Many remain on the front lines, delivering essential services, often at great risk and sacrifice, to enrich or save lives in this time of desperate need. Thank you. Eventually, the all clear will sound, and we will begin returning to normal. Hopefully, we will never forget how much we missed our normal while it was away.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live, local, CBS3.
Welcome back into sports. You may remember on Friday that we reported that the Northwoods League had officially postponed its opening day and would regroup in order to comply with government and state guidelines. Well, today, Duluth Mayor Emily Larson announced that Wade Stadium would officially be closed until July 1st, and it could not reopen without a detailed pandemic operations plan to prevent disease transmission. Mayor Larson also said that the city would need to be able to support the adapted plan without sacrificing city finances. Further, Wade Stadium, of course, owned by the city of Duluth and holds over 4,200 fans at capacity. We'll have more on this at 10. Well, there have been a lot of things that sports fans have used to replace the idea of sports during this time, whether it's rewatching games or rewatching documentaries. But there is one thing in particular that ESPN has done about Michael Jordan that has pretty much outruled them all. The first episode of The Last Dance premiered last night on ESPN, and when I say it is taking the sports world by storm, I'm really not exaggerating. The 2-hour series premiere last night, the documentary about Michael Jordan, drew 6.1 million viewers, the highest ever for an ESPN documentary. That's also higher than any NBA game that aired live this past season. In an exclusive one-on-one interview, Carly Marotta got a chance to chat with former NBA player Doc Rivers, who spent his NBA days playing in the Jordan era.
One thing other than his talent that set him apart was his drive and the intensity that he played basketball at. I actually remember after the game thinking, I'm a very intense player. I had to be. I wasn't talented enough to be. I had to be an intense, hard-working player. And I remember after the game telling Dominique Wilkins, man, there's just no way that guy can play that hard at that intensity every night. And then 12 years later, we were saying the same thing.
We'll have much more with Rivers coming up tonight in the CBS3 News at 10. If you're a Michael Jordan fan, you're not going to want to miss it. Well, switching gears to the NFL, as they prepare for an unprecedented NFL virtual draft this Thursday, things got off to a rocky start when it comes to the mock draft that the league held today. The mock draft this afternoon to prepare for Thursday's first round had technical problems, with multiple coaches and general managers complaining about the bandwidth, leading to communication issues. The plan is for Commissioner Roger Goodell to announce the first round picks from his home. Front office personnel will connect through a Microsoft Teams private and encrypted draft channel, while 58 draft prospects will have in-home cameras. When asked to describe the end results of the mock draft, a head coach also told ESPN's Diana Rossini there are early communication issues because 32 of us general managers are on a conference call and we didn't hit mute. Sounds pretty awful. Now, I'm no technological expert, but we've had a couple Zoom calls, a lot of Zoom calls in our office. Hitting mute or just telling everybody to hit mute just changes everything. That's a game changer. Seems like an easy solve, wouldn't it be?
Whether or not people listen is the real thing.
Thanks, Kelly.
Tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, Duluth has announced a $25 million budget shortfall that's looming amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The projection has forced Mayor Emily Larson to make drastic cuts to the city's operating budget. Tonight at 10, we're taking a closer look at what's causing the hole and what could be on the chopping block for the summer ahead.
Here's something for you. Police officers in Stamford, Connecticut spent nearly an hour chasing down a runaway pig on Friday. Here's body camera footage taken by the police department. It shows the animal escaping the clutches of officers. The chase, which lasted 45 minutes, came to an end when one of the 3 officers chasing the pig managed to trap it into a bin.
Wow. That's quite a story.
That's quite the Monday story for you.
We need a good laugh on a Monday. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 10.